I think that one of the biggest problems in mental health right now is that we don't talk about it enough. When I was growing up as a young person, experiencing my own mental illness, the overwhelming feeling of isolation and of that it's not okay to talk, that contributed, I think, more to my mental illness than anything else did. Knowing that you can't just walk up to somebody in the street, you can't even talk to your doctor sometimes about what you're feeling, that makes it really difficult to label and treat that disorder, that problem that you're having. But in fact, we know that when we do talk about it, when we do engage those problems, when we label our feelings and when we seek treatment if needed, that we can help. That there's lots of treatments out there, that there's lots of interventions that we can take, and that it doesn't have to be so hard if we just reach out. Or in those cases where we feel that we can't, if somebody reaches out to us and if somebody talks to us about mental health and our experience with mental illness, maybe if they share their own experience as a way to encourage us to talk ourselves, then that makes a huge difference. That makes us want to talk more. And when we live in this more open culture, we'll see that people are more mentally healthy. It's always shocked me when I found out that almost a full quarter of 16 to 24-year-olds who die at all die by suicide. And we know that suicide is a completely preventable death. If only we had the tools, if only we had the options available to us, if only we had the knowledge. Well, the fact is we actually do have lots of interventions. We do have lots of knowledge, evidence-based knowledge, that can help prevent suicide. So that means that we have to start talking about it more, especially in our young communities, our universities, where stress, anxiety, depression are so prevalent. When the demands, especially on your career, that you need to get this education and you need to then pay the bill for that education, start to accumulate, that's a really heavy burden to bear. So we can be doing a lot better of a job in helping people bear that burden. When we consider what young people are going through today in college and university, we realize that there are many points along the way where people could have intervened. We see the rates of depression, the rates of suicide, the rates of anxiety, and serious and persistent mental illnesses like schizophrenia and severe bipolar disorder. There are times when we can help. Now, when somebody else comes in and they notice some of the signs and symptoms, somebody in their class maybe is behaving in a way that is a bit peculiar, or a professor notices that somebody isn't attending on a regular basis or not producing the quality of work that maybe they used to in the past. That's a time where we can step in and say, I'm here, I can talk. If you have anything that you want to talk about, I can listen. Because that's really what matters the most for people. People want to talk about their experience, but nobody ever asks. And young people especially. Young people in university are in the process of finding themselves again, just like we did in childhood. So it's a really pivotal point that the skills that we learn now as young people will carry through for the rest of our lives. So if we learn better coping mechanisms, we learn how to better deal with and label our feelings, that's going to be one of the most important lessons that we'll carry forward.